Eurobox presents Full Circle, written by R.J. Raine. It all started with one look. That's what it takes for the rich bad boy by reputation, Wade Campbell, to fall in love with the sweet and innocent Lee Collins. This love stories we're about to present is written by R.J. Raine, who's right now connected with us, whose real name is Rebecca. Welcome, Rebecca. Thank you for accepting this invitation.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's talk about this love story we anticipated. The relationship between Lee and Wade is, of course, central to the novel. What inspired you to explore the complexities of young love, particularly in a small town with class divisions at play?
Well, first, let me start by saying I started writing Full Circle about 25 years ago. So I was a lot younger then. And I've always been a hopeless dreamer. That was me as a child. Everybody was whatever they were up to. I was the one with my nose in a book in the corner or pen in hand. But I was always, even from a young age, a hopeless romantic. And for me, Full Circle, the entire book actually originated from one scene. And I couldn't tell you where the scene came from, but it is the first scene when they finally see each other again after so many years apart, without giving away too much. And that entire scene, it's almost like it came to me in a dream. I can't even explain how, but I had seen a movie with a character that I absolutely loved. And Wade was born from that character. And it was nothing like the character that he is in the book. It was, in fact, a prison movie of all things. But there was something about this character and how brooding he was and how deep he was. I loved how he was very profound. And Wade was born from that. And that entire scene is actually what sparked the book. So I had to find a preview to that scene and then obviously a conclusion. So I would love to say it was one specific thing or something that happened to me. But in this instance, it actually wasn't. It was a character in a movie, and then the scene was born from that, and then the book just grew.
Well, that's curious and also surprising because you're telling me that this book was born 25 years ago, actually, the idea. But the themes in the relationship that you try to touch in this book are very modern, actually, because Lee's internal struggle with her ambition and desire, for deeper connection is a recurring theme. So how do you think her journey resonates with readers, with modern readers who may feel torn between societal expectation and personal dreams?
That's a great question. For me personally, I've always been a dreamer. I always had my head in the clouds. And for me, yes, I started it 25 years ago, but I actually only completed the novel 2 years ago. So I'm a lot older now. And the reason I never pursued publishing earlier was because I felt like I didn't have enough life experience. So Lee became a lot more like me as the book evolved, the person I am now. And you'll find in future novels, my female characters are very strong, very fierce parents. They love deeply, but they're drawn to being successful and self-sufficient. They don't want to rely on somebody else. So Lee is the kind of person that wants to be everything that her child needs and be self-sufficient in everything she needs. She doesn't want to rely on someone else. She's terrified of giving up everything that she's worked so hard for and having it not work out for her in the end. So that is where the dilemma comes in. She's happy where she is. She's happy with the life she has. But what is more important, the life she's built or potentially, a great love, what the movies say, the big love. So she has to reconcile her past with her present.
So, the feminine energy in this book was already discussed. Let's talk about Wade. Wade is portrayed as a complex character with charm and vulnerability. What was your process for developing his character? How did you balance his flaws and his redeeming qualities, I'd say?
Well, that's a difficult question. For me, the primary thing that I wanted to focus on with Wade is that I didn't want him to be the quintessential Hollywood actor. We all have a perception of Hollywood and actors as being entitled, uber rich. They are unapproachable, and I mean they're larger than life. Let's face it. I wanted Wade to be somebody that had more of a human quality. So in order to bring out that human side, I had to have him be in touch with his emotions. He doesn't want to, obviously, he doesn't want to admit his vulnerabilities, and he's, I think, much like Lee, is terrified of taking the dive and perhaps rocking the boat on the life that he too has worked so hard for. But I needed him to be an approachable character. I wanted the readers to be able to relate to him. And, as I say, probably less than 1% of us will ever meet a Hollywood star in our lifetime. And as I said, our perception of them is one thing. But Wade, for me, Wade needed to embody everything. He needed to embody, yes, the professional, the actor, the star, the person that everybody would love to meet and love to see. But I wanted them to find a softer side to him. And he had to find that in himself if he was going to be the person that Lee wanted. She didn't want the Hollywood star. She didn't want the big life and the money. She just wanted him. She just, she wanted the simpler life. And so if he was portrayed as a character that was not capable of seeing his flaws, his ability to love, his ability to forgive, then he could never be that person that Lee wanted.
Rebecca, without risking to spoil too much about the book, we just described the two main characters of this love story, but we will leave the rest for the readers, if you agree with me.
Okay.
So thank you
Yes.
very much. Thank you very much for your time. We wish you best luck with your book.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everything you've done.
A summer romance filled with passion and tenderness that soon ends despite the young couple's effort to stay together. Full Circle, written by R.J. Raine, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms, a publication by Eurobooks.